Hey everyone, this is Jim Grazanzio. Welcome back. I am on the Oracle Groundbreakers team, and we are here in Mumbai, India, as a part of the Groundbreakers Yatra tour of the country of India. And I'm here with Roy Swonger. Roy, welcome to the program.
Thanks, Jim. Pleasure.
Okay, I have to get this back and forth really, really quickly. So, Roy, you're a speaker on the tour here, and you're based in New Hampshire. I actually used to live in New Hampshire, and you're the VP of Database Upgrade, Patches, and Utilities. So, I want to have a conversation here with you about, multiple issues about the tour. But first, let's talk about a little bit about what you do at Oracle, your role, your teams, and then from there, let's talk about what you're actually talking about here. So what do you do at Oracle?
So I own development and product management for database upgrade, our database patching, the data patch utility, and also what we call database utilities, which is data pump, SQL loader, transportable table spaces, and other technology used to migrate data between Oracle databases, usually at high speed.
And I sat in your talk in Bangalore, and I thought it was really interesting. I didn't follow it completely because I'm not a technologist, but I did find it very, very interesting. You actually do all this live, in front of the audiences, right?
Yeah, that's true. We've really started doing more things live using VM environments on our laptops, in part because I think most people realize everything works in PowerPoint. And we want to show that it can actually work in a real environment. So we've got a Linux environment that we carry with us that any of our customers can download for free, and they can run it themselves to play around in a really safe environment where they're not maybe concerned about messing up a system or changing parameters or really destroying a database. You can do all of that and then just reset.
So how... You've been here since I've been here, so you've been on the whole thing so far. What's been the reaction to your talk? Tell me about the reaction, maybe some of the conversations you've been having, some of the questions you've been getting. In other words, what the audiences have embraced your, talk.
Sure. Well, we've had a lot of interest in Upgrade, and part of that's because it's one of those features or one of those operations that literally every customer has to use at some point. So that's one of the kind of facets of my group, is that we have operations and functionality that everybody uses, that nobody pays for. It's part of your support license that you get to upgrade for free. So you do it every so often, and when you need to do it, it's very high interest. So we get a lot of great questions, and we're really heading into the 19C upgrade cycle now, and that's going to be a very important one for our customer base. So we expect lots of customers, the vast majority, to upgrade to 19C now.
What's so important about that?
Well, 19C is what you would think of as being the terminal patch set of the 12.2 family. So that means it has extended support, so it will have an extra year of Premier support and then extended support on the end of it. So just like a lot of customers stayed on 11.204 for many years, we expect to have customers on 19C at least until 2025 or 2026. Probably the overwhelming majority of our customer base is going to move there and then stay there for many years.
Interesting. Okay. So on this tour, actually, have you been on this tour before?
No, I've been to India once before. I visited our Bangalore office and seen that city, but this is my first trip to the rest of India.
It's first multi-city trip. One of the things I've noticed in this tour is that every city is different. Not only actually, it's extremely different. Languages and culture actually changes as well, but the mix of the audience, of the attendees, of the developers actually is slightly different. The energy levels are different as well. I'm wondering what your observations are from the first few cities that we've been to in terms of, you go up, you do your talk, you have conversations afterwards. There's hundreds of people at each event. Do you have any observations about what the feedback is, so far, just in general?
Sure. Well, and I'll give you another factor that has been a major difference. Two of them. One is that a few of our events were held at universities, for example, and we had a lot of students there, which is always great because students have a different energy level. Often they're coming to this new with kind of no preconceptions, which can really make a difference. And you get really great questions that way because they've learned a lot of the new technology. They're learning how to integrate it with the things that run the systems of the world now that have been around for 30 years. And then we've had some of our events on weekends and others during the week. And you do get a very different mix there as well. It's very interesting to see the different perspective that you get from the longtime IT professionals and versus the students or the newer employees.
I really like talking to the students because for me, they ask really interesting questions about community development and about career, because they're just starting off, But one of the things that I have also noticed is they're asking you guys highly technical questions. And that's, I've actually, as I've been overhearing some of these conversations with the speakers, the technical knowledge of these people seems to be pretty on par.
Oh, yes, it's absolutely top notch. And you'll get questions when you talk about career questions from, say, the more seasoned professionals. A lot of it has to do with how these new technologies are going to affect the role that they've been used to. Things like autonomous cloud, for example, and what does that mean for a DBA? From the younger professionals, it is really more about the cutting edge things that they're learning in school and how everything else out there fits together. And I think that just kind of shows the world we're in, that it's always changing. I mean, if I go back to the start of my career, the languages we were using were different, the environments we were in were different. Internet computing did not even exist then. So that constant evolution is kind of a theme that you see both in the people that we're talking to and also the topics.
Now, this evolution is also a very interesting concept because when young people ask this question, they can't see oftentimes that things are going to change in the future. All right. You and I have been around a little bit longer than some of these people, and things change constantly. Even, sometimes you embrace it and you like it and you enjoy it, and sometimes you don't like it, When you have these conversations, especially with the students, especially with the younger developers, are they embracing the idea that, hey, yeah, no, things are the way they are now, and that's okay, whatever. I should embrace this because things are going to change, and I should continue to evolve along with it. Are they understanding that?
I'd say probably some do and some don't. It was quite a while into my career before I realized, for example, that I had never done the same thing for more than 4 years at a time. Even in the same title or position, I would have taken on new roles or we'd been working with new technology, but I've been with the company for 24 years now, and I've had several roles within that company. So, and sometimes you can only get that kind of awareness with experience. But I think that there are others who are feeling that if things don't change, it's just going to be boring. We need to keep moving ahead. We have greater complexity. We have all these really interesting technical problems that can only be solved with new changes. So grasping those opportunities and moving yourself forward with the technology is really the only way to go.
Interesting. Okay, so you obviously run some engineering organizations and some product development organizations. You get around, you do a fair amount of traveling. When you're coming to a conference like this, a tour like this, all the speakers seem very energized by this. They seem very excited about this. I'm just wondering what your impression is. Is this something you really enjoy? I mean, it sounds like when you're giving your talks, you sound like you're really, really into it.
Yeah, I am. First of all, I do like to travel. To a point anyway. And of course it's better when you travel a lot and you maybe have status with an airline, it makes it a lot better. But I just love seeing new cultures, new environments and so on. So seeing even the diversity that you have from Chennai to Bangalore to Ahmedabad to Pune to here in Mumbai, it's just amazing. And I travel, I would say about 25% of the time I'm on the road to customers and user groups. And then that interaction, I was kind of, I would say raised, but the training from my manager, who I've worked with for more than 2 decades, has always been that it's vital for product development to get out and talk to customers. I always say that we know how the product is built, but customers know how it works. And those are two very different things sometimes. And getting that feedback, it just makes our products better and gives us really useful information and a level of energy that, let's face it, everybody in this industry gets into software development because they want to build cool stuff and have people use it. And when you hear that energy coming back saying, I really like this feature, or it really worked well for me, or it helped me get this done, that's the reward for getting out there talking to people.
And I also notice, when I hear you guys, do your talks, that you're always telling the audience and the developers to ask questions and to give us feedback. And it's really genuine because you guys are really looking for the feedback. You actually need the feedback. It's not like it just is a better way to have a conversation or something. You actually need the data, right?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. We have some really, really smart people in Oracle development, and we can develop some absolutely clever, amazing things that nobody wants to use if left to our own devices. So getting that feedback for us, it helps us prioritize development. It helps us understand where customers are going and maybe what we need to think about for 3-5 years from now. And like I said, it feeds into our development process. Yeah.
Cool. Well, let's leave it there, Roy. Thank you very much for coming by. I appreciate your time. And I'm sure you have more talks to get to. And we will be back here in Mumbai for more interviews for the rest of the day. Talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.